This. Good morning, people. Good afternoon. Good evening. This is my 3 point collecting rock. My 3 point collector's jabs. I'm turning it up to celebrate 3 points because next weekend could be a little different. Even though I have strong feelings about this game coming up at the weekend. But before we look ahead, the next weekend we have to review last weekend. I used to have my if I can find my old banner. I'll do a vintage this morning. Do my vintage backdrop. The weekend review show. Yeah, a vintage backdrop. Big up to True Good. A man like Josh, the legend. Josh, how humbled am I to have this guy with 14,000 subs flying on top of the world, dropping a comment in the comment section of BBK Sports. Big up to you, Josh. God bless you, my brother. I hope you are well. And my fellow 3 point collector. Come on, you Gunners. Hope you are well. Big up to AJ. AJ is in the house. True Gooner is here, man. Big up to True Gooner, man. Appreciate you checking in, my bro. And then there's AJ the legend, Mr. AJ, the top mod, the mod of all the mods. You know what I'm saying? Big up, man. Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, it's my 3 point collector's dad. Yeah, it'll have a little more pep in it, just a little more pep in it next week because 3 points against Liverpool away will ring a little sweeter than 3 points at home against newly promoted Leeds United. Right now, there are plenty of people on this side of the fence that are called toxic and negative, or whatever the case may be, that predicted, oh, Arsenal are getting 2 points from the first, whatever. Not me. I've yet to predict a loss. I have yet to predict the Arsenal loss. And, too early for the prediction show, but, I don't see myself predicting a loss for Arsenal Football Club yet. Lot more analysis to come for prediction shows going forward. But big up to every single one of you locked in. There is the link for True Gooner people. You must subscribe to Josh, man. He is a top guy. Can I just say thank you, ESR? Thank you, ESR, and thank you, Iwobi. I didn't even know that was an Iwobi assist. That was an Iwobi assist. A goal made in Arsenal. And United better be lucky that Reese wasn't playing. Because if Reese was at Fulham again, he probably would have banged, right? It was the Arsenal link-up. Like that. Them ones. Yes, sir. And let me pause the music for a second. Just 1 second. And it shouldn't even be a pause in the music because, ladies and gentlemen, public announcement. If you are in your car, if you have your headphones on low, if you could, please turn them up for 1 second while we have the legendary E. Ross with his early entry into the stream.
Maybach music.
I'm burning purple flowers. It's burning my chest. I bury the most cash and burning rose. A born stunner. I could blow money. 50 when I'm shopping. That ain't no money. Collar on my polo. Kisses on my necklace. All my diamonds watching. Now my watch is getting jealous. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Whipping work. Follow me. I'm so sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be initiated.
Maybach music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we kick off our Monday mornings, people. We vibe, we jam. Even if we didn't collect 3 points, there have been worse weekends that have ended for Arsenal Football Club, but we still vibe over here. But it's a little bit sweeter when you put 5 past, man, and you pick up 3 points. But yeah, big up to ESR, man. ESR goal. That was a satisfying 1-1 equalizer. I was rooting for Fulham, even though I did predict a 1-1. Right? Because here's the thing. That Man United, I don't know who that ref was, but these damn refs, the very first game of the season at Anfield, they reminded us they were shit, right? When man punched at the ball, and that didn't even go to VAR. That didn't even get looked at. Man punched at the ball, I think Eketika or someone was clean through and man swiped at the ball and didn't get sent off. But yesterday, when Mandem saw Messi push it, bro, that's push and shove. It goes on in the box. But I guess Mason Mount, the laws of physics, and Messi tossed him. Man, it's like on the ground go. But they went back 3 minutes to give a pen. And if you look at that shot in isolation that they're looking at Messi and Mount tumbling, you look to the right, like less than 2 feet away. Luke Shaw has, I think it's Muniz on his back. Everybody was pushing and shoving. And they went back 3 minutes and gave a pen for that. And then go down at the other end. Lenny Euro's arms are fully extended when he pushes off to score their own goal. And they don't even review that. These refs are absolute garbage, man. I really, really, really hope that the Premier League and the FA really look into getting some foreign refs. Seriously. Because you had the foreign managers are the best ones. You have foreign players in the Premier League. Why not get foreign refs? Because these men ain't doing it. That was criminal. They didn't even look at that one. Crazy work, you know. Big up to Bluebird in the building. You know, the legendary E. Ross when he makes his entry. You know how he does. Turn the volume up, people. Give you a little montage. But yeah, big up to you every single time. It's a Monday morning. I know it's slow. It's a bank holiday in the UK. But big up to every single one who still took time out to tune in. So here we go. AJ says, should we beat Liverpool? My question is, Arteta and the lads build on it. So it's a marker. We go to Anfield and lay a marker down. Then they have to look at themselves and be like, why not? Why not? Is there a tougher fixture in the Premier League right now than Anfield away? If you think about it. Anfield away, right? City away? Man United away for us? Because they get up for us. Backtrack a week when we're doing the review. I'm saying Man United played well against Arsenal. They're up for it against Arsenal. But they will go shit the bed against Fulham. It's so said, so done. That's what they do. Everybody gets up for Arsenal Football Club. Man, go away to Craven Cottage and just like, oh, you know, what are we doing? But yeah, we go to Anfield and do some business. Then the boys thinking, okay, where can't we go? They have to be locked in. They have to be mentally locked in and say to themselves, brother, last year with 10 men at Manchester City, you were the last pick away from winning at the Etihad. So you can win there. So, yeah. Should we beat Liverpool? Now, we're very interested. I'm very invested in tonight's game. Very curious to see how Liverpool play, who they line up at right back. Not that they're going to show their hand against Newcastle, how they're going to play against us. But I'm not sure how I want the result to go. Maybe a draw might be in the best interest of Arsenal Football Club, isn't it? Because if Liverpool, say Liverpool blitz Newcastle tonight and blam them 4-0, all of a sudden my chest is going back in. I'm not feeling as confident if I see them go to St. James's Park and do something that we haven't done in a while. Right? But on the flip side, should they go to Newcastle tonight and lose and put in a stinky performance, I don't know how that will work for us, because then they will have a reaction at the weekend against us. So maybe a draw is the best possible result. And then, you know, we have to build on what we've got going on. You know, we got Eze. Will he start? Will he play? Right? Will he start 10? Will he start left? What? So many questions. But we have answers. We'll know the answers very, very soon. Just because it's a bank holiday doesn't mean the British might stop working. My guy. Yeah, man. The guy AJ, man. Big up to Brett, not Brett May. Hi, Chief Foreign Officer 4. That I am for a couple more months. Then it will just be Tarrant. You know, no Chief, no Sir, it's just Tarrant. You know, it's been a while. It's only a bank holiday in England and Wales, not in Scotland. Rah. That's how it goes. What's the actual holiday though? What's the holiday called? Our next holiday is Monday, and it's called Labor Day on Monday. I don't know I forgot the British pleasantries, but big up to Met, big up to Brett. Yeah. So yeah. But back to the game for a second, right? Back to Leeds versus Arsenal because we have a couple of people who used to come on BBK Sports who were in love with Martin Odegaard, loved Martin, especially after the 2022-2023 season. He played well when Martinelli played well, and they were putting Odegaard in categories that normally he wouldn't be in because we're Arsenal fans, and that's typically what we do, half of our players to the most. But Odegaard has had not so good of a season last year, hasn't really started well this year. And now that he's down with an injury, there's a before the injury, most people were saying, man, he wasn't really looking too good in it. And the pace picked up when Ethan came on because Ethan is more direct. Ethan makes up his mind quickly what he's going to do with the ball and make something happen. Now, it doesn't always come off, but that's kind of what you want your lead attacker to do, right? Your chief creator. You want him to take a couple of risks. You want him to break the lines a little bit. But when you're a safe pass merchant, safe pass, it's boring football. A safe pass will never break the line. So when Ethan comes on and does, a bit of directness and runs at his man, whether he loses the ball or not, that is going to happen in the Premier League. These are professional footballers, professional defenders. They're going to nick the ball off you sometimes, but you have to make them uncomfortable. You have to run at them. And that's what Ethan did, and that's why the level of the game went up a little bit, because now they realize, okay, this guy's not on the safe pass thing. This guy's going to be spraying the ball forward, So now someone put in the chat right after the Odegaard's performance, they were like, Eze could be our chief creator now, and you could name Ethan and you could name Max Diamond before you get to Odegaard in the creative space. And I had a hard time rebuffing that point. I really had to think about it and be like, brother, our captain in the creative space is really, not our most creative player. So maybe he does need to shift to the left or shift the left 8 and you put Eze in the 10 in some games. In some games when we don't need two defensive midfielders in Declan Rice and Zubimendi. Or like yesterday, a game like yesterday, where we knew we were going to have 68, 69% possession of the ball. One of them could have sat, But man of the match, there were a couple. There were a few of them, but it had to be Timber for me. He was an easy choice. Man played 65 minutes, had 2 goals and assists, clean sheet, well rested to be played at Anfield on Sunday. I'm here for it. I do have the biggest injury news coming up, leading up to the weekend fixture, is actually Ben White for me, and I'll explain why. Because I've seen many, many times Arteta move his backline around to accommodate dynamic wingers like a Mo Salah. I've seen him do it with Tomiyasu at left back one year when Liverpool came to the Emirates. The Liverpool. With the blistering front line of Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and Mo Salah. And he played Ben White in his right back position, but he instead of Zinchenko, he played Tomiyasu at left back. So when Mo Salah cut in, Tomiyasu, he was there facing him on his more comfortable right side. So if Ben White is healthy, could we see a case of Arteta starting Ben White on the right and moving Timber to left back? Because I would rather see Mo Salah. I'd rather see Timber squared up against Mo Salah than Calafiori. I'm not gonna lie. And I do believe if Calafiori starts, which he might because he has played well, scored a goal, had an assist. I do believe that Arteta will reward that. And if he's going to play Calafiori, he might play Martinelli to give him some defensive support. Big up to Darren Martin in the building. Big up to you, bro. Hope all is well. Keep Odegaard off the pitch. Yeah. So I put it in the thumbnail that because I see some clips going around saying that he might start because of his defensive work. Because we really know Eze isn't on the defensive thing in it, which is cool. I don't want my creative number 10, in the latter third or way back on the arch of my 18-yard. Nah, I need man up the pitch doing his best work up the pitch, further up the pitch, doing his damage up there. And if we set up, there's there's part of me who understands why he would want to set up defensively at Anfield to begin with. But part of me is like, bro, why not? Why not just go play football? You know, because I don't think Liverpool want to defend. I don't think they want to be pushed back. But if you start defensive and let them have the ball and invite pressure onto you, that could be dangerous. That could be very dangerous. And I'm not sure how well that will work for us. As good as our defense is, you don't want him to be defending, you know, for 60, 70% possession of 70% of the time. That would be crazy. I see Odegaard right now. I'll sell Odegaard right now to fund the Rodrigo. No question. Bertha, I need Bertha to channel his Italian mobster links right now. You know, however you get the money, brother. You know, you need to go move a couple of packs. You know what I mean? You know, go dig up Grandpa Vincenzo's basement where you got, you know, $100 million buried. Then charge Arsenal Football Club and Stan Kroenke 30% interest over the next whatever years. However you get the money, Bertha. We need you to channel your mobster energy and go get us Rodrigo. He did start yesterday for Real Madrid. I think he played well. Played about an hour, then got hooked for Vinny. It was 1-0 when he came off. Vinny came on, and straight away, Vinny set up Mbappe for a goal. So even though Rodrigo was given the opportunity to shine, it was Vinny who came on and stole the show, which is why he's not going to play there. Not if he is comfortable saying with Xavi Alonso saying, okay, when Vinny needs a rest, you'll get a start. When Vinny needs a rest, you'll come into the game. But again, in the Clasico, where it's going to be close and it's going to be down to the wire, my front three is going to be Vinny, Mbappe. You want to play, maybe I put you on the right, but we haven't seen him do that. You know? So, Rodrigo. I tell you what, AJ, if we had Rodrigo in the squad going to Anfield, regardless of what Liverpool did tonight, Chess would be out. Because Kirkes and whoever they put at fullback on either side would have a problem with Eze in the 10. You know. Now, Aaron said Rodrigo way more important than Odegaard. Yeah, brother. Rodrigo would move the needle for us right now. Especially since I can now say that Odegaard on the depth chart for our creatives could be number 4. He could be behind 2 teenagers. The hell with him being a wonder kid at Germany, at Real Madrid. We have 2 wonder kids in this very squad. And we have Eberechi Eze, who's better than Odegaard. Yeah, I'm saying it. But I don't care who gets pissed off, all the Odegaard lovers. I mean, I love my club more than I love Odegaard. And I think Eze is better. Because there was a whole lot of Arsenal fans, talking to you, Steph, the Steph Army, Gunner Street Army. Soon as man agreed to personal terms, I'm not even going to put the graphic up. I'm going to leave him alone. Soon as he was agreed personal terms with Spurs, man was on their channels making compilations and doing analytics of the numbers between Odegaard and Vitinha and Eze. Bro, Eze is better. If we have Eze in our 10 and our wingers, Rodrigo and Saka, I'm here for it. I'd have all the chess going to Anfield next week. Like, yep, 3 points. We need them. We need those 3 points. What job are you doing when you leave the army? Sorry, not football related. Not one. It's cool, Brett. I'm an open book, my brother. You know, the military life is a secret, and I'm a public servant. What I'm going to do is I have I'm gonna do a lot of volunteer work. I'm gonna actually retire. I'm not gonna retire and then just go jump back into more work. This is the point of me retiring, so I wouldn't have to do all that stuff. I have this food truck. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some volunteer work with my food truck, and I am going to at least 3 times a week partner with the restaurants, get food from them, and in my food truck, I'm gonna cook and feed homeless people, especially homeless veterans. That's my calling. That's how I'm gonna go from one service to serving others. So yeah, that's my immediate plan. Now there are other jobs that I'm being recruited for, but they're requiring me to travel and all that stuff. Being in the military life, I've traveled enough, right? So I'm gonna take a break at least 6 to 18 months. In that window, could be a year, could be 9 months, could be 15 months. Between 6 and 18 months, I'm gonna take some time off and spend some time with family and catch up. But big up to you, bro. Thank you for that question. It's never too perfect. Big up to Quaja in the building. Quaja saying smash the likes and subscribe to the channel. Keep the channel going. Let's all stay connected, guys. Please stay connected. Man said, please respect the channel and no abuse in the chat. My man, he's technically better. Yeah, he's better, bro. He's better. There will be times when you see like, should Eze start on Sunday against Liverpool? There will be times when you see him drop his shoulder in the midfield and go past McAllister, Sabuzlai, Gravenberch, whoever is in that space. And once you get by him, Konate or Van Dijk will have to cheat. They will have to make a decision. Do I stay with Gyökeres? Or do I vacate my space and go close down Eze? That's where I think where Rodrigo. That's where Martinelli might even do well in that space. Because someone will have to vacate their position. Odegaard's end product is awful. Yeah, he shots to tame. When he just got to the club, he could actually hit the ball well. But I don't know what happens. Like, man has earned the name Pillowfoot. Man has given himself a nickname that you don't want as a footballer associated with you. Because I remember he scored a banger when he was here on loan the first spell. I don't remember who he was against, but he did score a banger. Yeah, his finishing could improve big time, definitely. So the bigging up going on. Yeah, big up to you, AJ. Huge respect to you, my bro. 370 subs away. Right? One of that. We build it as we fly. We build it as we fly, my brother. 42K is on. Big up to Quaja, man. I am sorry the number 10 at Arsenal can never sit on the bench. That number 10 means way too much. It does, isn't it? But it doesn't feel like it means too much to this generation. I'm not going to lie. It feels like a whole lot of sting has been taken out that number 10 shirt. Like when we gave it to Smith Rowe, as much as I respect ESR as a footballer, I just don't think he deserved that number 10 shirt. That young, that actually annoyed me to the point where I'm thinking, okay, if they give it to him now, we're not going to go get a proper baller in that number 10 shirt. And it shows the ambition at the club at the time. Ozil, Bergkamp, them is the man that should wear that shirt. Not Gallus. Wilshere, the way he broke onto the scene, I can understand why he wore the shirt. But yeah, Eze, he needs to. But that injury is going well, man. This morning I didn't even use my crutch. I just put the brace on and I was able to walk normally. Only difference is I can't do it for an extended period of time, so I have to monitor. If it's a 10-minute walk, I might have to consider using the crutch. If it's a 5-minute walk, yeah, I can make it. But anything over 10 constantly through my watch saying you've been walking for 10 minutes, then I have to go sit down. It gets a little sticky. The EFL Champions League draw. Yeah, I see Aaron and Matt, you have a watch along for the draw, which I'm very excited about that. What that is what? That is Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm here for that. It's like Odegaard is malnourished. Yeah, it doesn't hit the ball cleanly, Yeah, something is off. Something is off, right? Wonder Kid has the ability to skip pass, has the ability to play some great passes sometimes, but he just doesn't do it at a consistent level enough, man. It's like, brother, you have one of the best defenses in the world behind you. In that creative space, you have Declan Rice, one of the best cleanup men. You had one of the most press-resistant midfield and Thomas Partey next to you. He's had cover. In that space, you've had cover to do your thing, and he just hasn't done his thing. And then we see Max come on, and even in the preseason, Max wasn't playing with the first team. There were some people in there that aren't going to get first team minutes. They're like Odegaard and Reese, and Dalman was still out there cooking. Then you see Dalman come in the team with the first team defense behind him, and you see what he does. You see what he does. The Carabao draws on Wednesday. Okay, fair. I'm here for that too. Watch Arsenal get another Premier League team. And if we do get another Premier League team, we better field a strong 11 for that. You let the other Premier League team rotate. Say we get a Brighton. You let Brighton rotate. Don't play a weekend team against Brighton's first team, because Brighton know they're not winning the Premier League. But they know they can win that. They know they can win the Carabao. So yeah, Bar said, yeah, that's the level, AJ. Those are the levels that should be in that shirt. Not, that's Smith Rowe. I'm sorry. Big up to him, and big up to him for what he did yesterday again. Given that after Gransby Town versus United game, the draw will be announced. Arsenal will be involved in this third round. Yeah, Premier League teams in Europe will be entering the, like Chelsea, when they finished 12th a couple years ago after playing the second round. I think LFC Monster came in here the other day and said, hey, let's all laugh at United for having to play in the second round. But yeah, Raya, not much to do. Timber, man of the match. Gabriel Saliba doing Gabriel Saliba things. Calafiori bombing forward, hitting the ball over the top to our striker to score. Big up to Dre in the building. Zubimendi looks like he's finding his feet in the Premier League. And I want to say this, make this point about Zubimendi. I can appreciate the fixtures that we're getting right now. Man United away, Anfield. These games, he gets these Premier League experience, trial by fire. I think once we get through this rut and we get like a favorable run of games, you will see a better version of Zubimendi going forward. But I think he is finding his feet in the Prem, figuring out, realizing the differences between this league and that one. But I think he'll be all right. Declan. I think Declan has another level to go. I think Declan did play well. He does things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, right? Because if you go back and you look at the Saka goal, it was actually Declan that closed down man that forced him to rush the pass that Zubimendi intercepted. Zubimendi intercepts the pass, bang out the Timber, one touch, bang. It was 3 passes and the ball was in the net. Quick. You see, 3 passes. 3 quick passes and the ball is in the net. 3 touches. When the ball gets to Odegaard, he takes 3 touches before he makes the pass. The ball has to move quickly in that space. When defenders are shifting and they're shuffling and they're rotating, the ball has to move quickly. 3 passes and the ball was in the roof of the net. That's what I want to see at Anfield, because Liverpool are much more disciplined with their defensive scheme and their rotation. Big up to AJ, man. Big up to you every single time. And big up to Dre in the building. Gents, I need your views on something. We truly don't have depth because we don't know if actually good enough for us. So speaking of the depth chart, appreciate that, AJ. Appreciate that segment. So striker, right? It's Gyökeres right now. I've seen Jesus post that video of him, training on Instagram or X, and but I'm not expecting to see Jesus until at least after the October international break. But right now at Gyökeres, is Gyökeres our starting striker, right? And then we have Assad for cover, and then Moreno as the emergency contingency. On the right now it's Madueke and Ethan can cover there. On the left is Martinelli, Assad, Eze maybe can cover there. In the 10, I think we're covered there. We got Eze can start there. Ethan can cover or Max. Zubi Norgard, I'm nervous there. Rice Moreno, I'm not even counting Vieira. I don't know where he's at. He's still on the books. At left back, it's Skelly, Calafiori, Zinchenko, who we're trying to get rid of but can't. Gabriel Kivior. Gabriel's the man. Kivior, there is a drop off there, but Kivior showed a good account of himself during that little Champions League run. Saliba Mascara. Mascara has looked good. Look hungry, feisty. There's some fight in him. I like what I see thus far. And then we have right back, where we're strong there. Should Ben White and Timber stay fit? So yeah, the depth could be an issue for us, especially when we lose 4 players in a 1 week span, and we're only at match week 2. Right? That can be worrying. So yeah, it's a great point, AJ. So let's move. The window is still open. We can still add to the squad. We can send Kivior to Palace and get Wharton. Big up to Dr. Seymour Butts in the building saying, big up, gang. Hope you are well, my guy. That's us. You shoot the damn ball, Odegaard. Shoot the damn man. That's what maybe that's why it looks like Ethan is doing something spectacular and different when he comes on, because he has a goal. Even though it sails, Max Diamond had 2 shots in the short period of times. Did Odegaard even take a shot yesterday or on Saturday? Everyone who came on in that creative space that operated there or thereabouts had a go at goal. Everyone but him. Maybe he's one of those players that just pride himself on setting up the goal that he refuses to score. Because there are guys who actually get more thrill out of an assist than actually scoring goals. You have those guys that really, really enjoy setting up their teammates for a goal. And I hear that because I've played with guys like that. If they see you make the run, even though if they have a wide open tap in, they'll pass it to you so you can score. I've played with those guys. And if you play ball long enough, you have to. You know them guys. You can't do it to the detriment of the team. We still need a left back, a left wing, and a backup 9, someone like Ivan Toney. Then now this would be calm. Now our squad will be built to compete on all 4 fronts. And I mean really compete. I'm sick of that shit, BBK. Odegaard has the space to shoot and always takes the extra damn touch. Can you see I'm not the biggest fan of Odegaard? What's funny? What's even crazier? The crowd be like, shoot. Is that so? Even though he finds himself in a good space, when the crowd urges him to shoot, the defenders are alerted that there is some space there to be covered up. Big up to Godfrey, BBK All-Star, the legend himself. Hope you are good, my guy. Big up to Sheldon Johnson in the building as well. Era, sell Odegaard to fund the left winger. We need to get the energy out there. Get the energy out there. So you know what? It's like we see how quickly other clubs move on from players that they clearly see aren't working. Right? Even Chelsea, for example, they tried it with Nico Jackson and it's not working, and they're moving on. 2 years. Okay, you had 1 year, meh, okay, not good enough. The second year, okay, you're definitely not. We're not going to give you a third. We're moving on. Big up to the Latvian Guna. But we've seen that. We've seen clubs move on quickly, right? Even players who have done well. We've seen Luis Diaz move on from Liverpool, move him on. And Luis Diaz has done well at Liverpool, but has he really hit the levels like Darwin Núñez? Liverpool, moving on from Darwin Núñez quickly. We tend to hold on to players just a little bit too long, hoping that they will kick on. I can apply that logic to Martinelli. Like Martinelli played well in the 2022/2023 season, but the 2023-24 season, he was below average. The 2024-25 season, he went down a level. So this is the year that we should have moving on, but it seems like we're holding on in hopes that he gets back to that level. No, we're expecting him to kick on from the 2022/2023 level. Big up to Godfrey. Godfrey, I hope you are well, my guy. Much love. Fulham still want Nelson. Use him to get Anthony Robinson. Yeah, AJ has been consistent with this. Then we will have an established left back at the club, but then we'll also have two of those inverted left backs that the manager likes to use. So we'll be good. In games we're going in where we might need to invert, we're good there. In games that we don't want to invert because it doesn't suit us tactically, you have your left back right there. Now we go to the Latvian Gooner. Arsenal won Piero. Yeah, I saw this. I'm happy. Leverkusen. So what the hell is going on at Leverkusen? No one wants to play for Ten Hag. Pick up the Hendo Gooner in the building. The fire sale going on at Leverkusen. No one wants to play for Eric Ten Hag. Justice for him. Because he was better than this Emery fraud. Anyone seen Wahaha? Has anyone? You man know this Wahaha has been hiding, yeah? The entire summer series, Wahaha was in here. How many days till the Xerxes winner? 17 days, 15 days. We had a good countdown going. Like clockwork. I knew Wahaha would take a sabbatical. Would take a hiatus. Big up to Anfield the Red in the building. BBK, what do you make of the news of us linked with another defender? Any talk saying that it could be done once we sell Kivior? I heard the news. I mean, I was on record saying I don't want any more defensive signings until we get our left wing sorted. Get our damn left wing sorted, right? So we can do the business. But now, what it says to me, it gives legs to the story that one of our defenders will go, whether it's Kivior or it's Saliba. No, Gabriel is signed. He's not going anywhere. But if you have one of your best center backs not signing, yes, the club is well within their right to line up his replacement in it. Because if Saliba does not sign, then he has to be sold. We can't let him do a Trent and run down the contract. Speaking of Trent, big up to the Anfield, the Red in the building, Liverpool fan. I got you winning 1-0 later at St. James's Park, my G. What you saying? What you saying for that one? Big up to all 25 of you locked in. Numbers are steadily going up. I appreciate that. Big up to guys here every time. You know it. Tottenham and Arsenal are battling to sign. Oh, are we gonna pull the rug out from another player at first? We'll definitely. Now, Anfield the Red. This is my weekend review show, man. This is my weekend review show banner. I got quite a few of these. Feel the red, I can put it back up if you want. There it is. See, I can put it back up. But I got a preview show, and I got a review show. I was just going through the games, so I just decided to use that background. I got my NBA Wednesdays one. I got my Around the Leagues one. I go around all the leagues. And then when I'm streaming with my foreign partners, we talk with the guys from Germany, the Schrecken said Deutsch guys. I use this one, but yeah, it's the review show. So I thought I will do that. But big up at Anfield the Red. They matter very protected of their UCL. They. Man, big him up every single time. Latvian Gooner getting his dap. Yes, sir. Liverpool 4-2. Get TK 1-0. Okay, you got it. Okay. 4-2 Liverpool. I do think Liverpool win today. I'm not gonna lie. I think they'll have too much for Newcastle, but I think it's a 1-0. I don't think man put 4 past them. I think it's gonna be a cagey game, but Liverpool quality in the end. Just do them. Big up to you, man. Odegaard took our first 2 shots. Him alone. Okay. Oh yeah, he took that one that he put wide. Yeah, that one that was low, and he went wide. Yep, remember that one now. Okay, so maybe he is hearing the noise that he needs to shoot. Because he gets into good spaces, does he not? He gets into real good spaces, man. Maybe they're allowing him to get into those spaces because they know he won't shoot. You ever played against some man, and you were like, or you played with someone on your team, and it looks like they're getting into good spaces, but then you realize that the other team is just leaving them open on purpose because they take risks. They assume risk with this guy because they know one, he can't shoot, won't shoot, or can't play. They be like, damn, how is Mike always open over there? Because they're doubling up on you because they know you're the danger man, E-Ross. So they just let Mike just be wide open on the wing every single day. If we get is it Handcappy? How they pronounce that? Nah, I'm not sure because I've never watched this guy play. Surely means Kivior is gone and hopefully others. So he's a left-footed center back, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go do some NA, some mission analysis on him. People, we have 30 locked in. We have 17 likes. If you could be so kind and hit the like button if you are popping in and out of the stream. We are glad that the algorithm found you, for you were able to join us. And if you hit the like button, it will enable the algorithm to find others that might be interested in consuming some content from EBK Sports. Please and thanks. Big up to Hendo and all watching. Glorious bank holiday Monday, London, 27 and sunny. Not a cloud in sight, huh? We'll be listening and I'm out catching some rays. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. I might not even be able to catch the Liverpool game today because I have a high-level meeting right around that time. And yes, I'm going to be and even have my phone in there. So shit. Hopefully we have a unsecure internet line. I can pull up YouTube and catch the joy that someone doing a watch along. But I can't miss this. Big up to AFC always. There is no escaping from Top Goon, as apparently finishing second is better than Tottenham winning the European trophy. Yeah. Finishing second, yeah. Or finishing second was better than Palace winning the FA Cup. Or finishing fifth, like Newcastle, and winning the EFL. You know? Hey, it's better. Second again, ole ole. We shouldn't be doing anything with a 2 on it right now. We shouldn't even score 2 goals this season. You know, we scored 2, we should be scoring 3. Is it 1 or 3 and 5 or 6? No more 2. No more second. Oh, no. We shouldn't be nowhere near any. Xerxes doesn't even touch pitch. Brother, that damn Wahaha, man. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for Wahaha. And here's the thing. Because Manchester United fans universally wanted Ten Hag out, they have backed themselves into a corner where they have to take all the shit that this manager does. Because men were trying to win a game, and he brought on 3 center backs or 3 defenders. I think Sesko was the only attacking sub. He brought on Heaven, Maguire, and someone better. If Ten Hag was doing that, they would be crucifying him for it. Justice for Ten Hag. The way that man see me cook Arteta on here, or the way we cook Arteta in this chat, and they think we're gonna let their fraud shit manager off the hook. He is shit. He's scamming. Man is scamming the living. And he's feeling the pressure. Man started in his damn in his sweat top. 5 minutes later, he was in his white tee. If that game went on for another 30 minutes, man would have been over there in a wife beater or shirtless, his drawers and his socks. Oh, he's feeling the heat. Because you know he's a fraud. You know, he's like a used car salesman. You know, a used car salesman is trying to sell you a car, and then you start to ask him critical questions about the car. And he's about to miss the sale, and he starts panicking and just starts to waffle. Yeah. Xerxes didn't even touch pitch when they were chasing. They should be chasing the game. There was one team trying to win that game, and it was Fulham. Speaking of Leverkusen, I really like Top Soba as well. Could have brought over Christian or center or right center back. I hear it. What do you think of Boniface? I think Boniface was cooking on the Leverkusen as well, and I think he went to Serie A. It's a fire sale. I don't know what the hell's going on. Why no one wants to play for Eric Ten Hag. He does win trophies. Went to 3 finals and won 3 trophies. The link for Dr. Seymour Butts, people. Make sure you go subscribe and show him some love. He is a valued member of the community. Big up to John. With the way we are moving in the market, we are winning the league. Oh, shit. Okay, John. John with the chest. John think we're winning the league. Hey. I'm here for it, John. No, I'm not here to poop on your parade. I'm going to ride that wave with you. You know, but we go to Anfield and lay the market down. And I'll say to these boys, brother, you just won at the toughest ground to win in the Premier League. We haven't won there in what, 13 years? And you just, yeah. Now, what can't you do? Believe, like Robbie says. Where is the NFL banner? No Monday night or Thursday night banners. It was created for me. There's an NFL banner in there. If I take the comment off, you should be able to see it. Yeah, there's an NFL banner in there, Drake. It's all mumbo jumbo. There's the NFL banner. Then you see the Serie A left, the center, Bundesliga. Yeah, it's in there, man. It is in there. Had quite a few. Big up to most of you who found the channel this year. But I started doing content in August of last year when it was mostly pre-recorded content. Before I started doing live shows, because then you have to build the platform up before you start doing live shows, innit? But yeah, big up to Joe, man. Once all the leagues kick off, when it's mad, then I do the Around the League show and touch on hot topics from every single one of them. Big up to Dre still. Done without a left wing back, we can't win the league. A left wing or left back, we can't win the league. We'd have to get players to overperform in positions that they don't normally play in. Unless we can get Eze to overperform as a left winger, which is, I'm sure he could. But I think he does his best work in the 10, innit? But yeah. John said, I'm not worried about left back, but left wing definitely need. But if we don't get one, we can still win it. Arteta has no more excuses. I love how you ended that comment, John. He has no more excuses. I hear it. Yeah. AJ's on a fire sale with Odegaard. Shop him. I think we could get good money for Odegaard, No, was it 24, 25, Norwegian captain? We get some money for him. And John, we do need a left back because we don't have one. Yeah, we do not have a established left back at the club after $1 billion spent. I am a fake fan because I'm a Arteta out. Yeah, brother. This is the thing. It don't even bother me at this point what they call it. Like name calling is usually when people are flattered and flustered, isn't it? Like the worst we call them are top gooners. We don't go any further. We say you're a top gooner and that's it. What's a top gooner? Someone who laps up everything that the club says and believe it blindly. And that's it. And we leave it at that. But them men have a litany of things that they call us. And it's usually not very kind words. Like fake fan is actually one of the kinder ones that have been called over the past year or so. I would definitely take in Boniface as a backup 9. Yeah, he's strong, he's a bully, man. I rate him. Big up to Gary in the building. So Eze Anani starting along with Waneri at Liverpool, right? Or does the youngster stick this one out? So, it's actually going to be a thing. As this week goes on and we learn more about injuries, like the predicted 11 will actually be a huge talking point. Because the thing is, Arne Slot, unlike last year and the year before, he does not know who we're going to start across the front three. Because I don't know how you men feel, but can we big up the Jam Boy in the building? None of us can really say with conviction that we know what our starting 11 is going to be on Sunday. We don't, and that's a good thing. I actually think that bodes well for us. We don't know. So as the week goes on Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to see predicted lineups come out of how we're going to set up. But right now, if you're asking me right now, Gary, I could see this happening, Gary. And I'm going to assume that Ben White makes it back for full fitness for this one, right? So I can see Arteta doing Raya, Ben White at right back, our two center backs, Gabriel Saliba, Timber at left back to deal with Mo Salah. Midfield, Ethan, Rice, Zubimendi, Eze left wing, Gyökeres, Madueke right wing. That could change between now and Wednesday or Thursday. But that's what I think he will do if Ben White is fit. That's why he hooked Timber at 65 minutes. That's why he didn't risk playing Ben White with the physical discomfort, because he knows we could beat Leeds without Ben White, and he knows we need a strong performance from our left back next week against Mo Salah. And I don't think he thinks Calafiori or Skelly can give us that. Now, I do think if Calafiori or Skelly start, then Martinelli is our starting left winger. And then that sets off a chain reaction of other things. Because I do believe if Martinelli's our starting left winger, he does not start Ethan in the 10. It would be Thursday. Because I don't want Odegaard even in the squad for this game. I put it in the thumbnail because that's what I'm hearing. People might start because he's not as bad as he thought. Then he should have finished the damn game then against Leeds. Stuff it out, innit? If you're miraculously healed already, you could have played. I'm a fake fan because I don't go to the Emirates Stadium to watch Arsenal matches. But I don't do that anymore. I used to go to games quite often, but it's very difficult to get tickets. But if these boys, John, if these boys start to move right, and I feel the energy, I'm back at the Emirates this year. Because I do know how to get tickets. I will be back there. There is the link for Gary G Money. Don't waste the trip. Make sure. Hey, AJ, big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Thank you for your mod duties, man. Love for the love, bro. Enjoy, and we'll talk soon. Bruno wanted an apology statement after the ref bumped into him during his process. It was hilarious, but brother, when he said that, I heard it. That was like, nah, there's no way he said that. I have to go see the context of the interview, and then brother, like, but that's like classic wordplay, isn't it? I'm not making an excuse, but then proceeds to make an excuse. And when someone is about to get into your business, well, I don't mean to get in your business, but then proceeds to get in your business. You ever heard someone say something like this? I don't mean to sound racist, but then proceeds to say the most racist shit you've ever heard in your life. Like anything after I don't want to, and anything after the but is usually a load of doo-doo. I'm also a fake fan, then I guess. Pretty much now a fake fan is kind of like anyone who has any kind of or you call out anything that you say anything that's not positive. You just don't lap up everything. You have any kind of criticism, like criticizing the club, the manager, the board. It's forbidden in the eyes of these people. Big up the Jam Boy, man. Real one, another real one in the building. BBK, I'm calling it now. We're winning at Anfield. John with the chest. John, I'm saying, like, if Liverpool blitz Newcastle tonight and just look like the best version of themselves, you still feel that way. But I'm minute number 53, 51 on the watch back. I will come back to this tape, and I'll big up John. John called it, and you will get your flowers here, my guy. I hope you're all right, especially 13 years, man. 13 long years. It was an entire different world back in 2012. Every Richie Eze is a boyhood Arsenal fan, and I hope he plays with his heart on his sleeve. That boyhood Arsenal fan breaks the curse at Anfield. Could he go there and do an Arshavin? If you know, innit? Eze turns up at Anfield and does put in an Arshavin performance. Please like this. Yes, man. 24 locked in, 20 likes. I hear it. Big up AJ, man. Big up, man. Catch you on the next one. Big up to Dal. Dal in the building, the Oregon Gooner. There is the link for the Oregon Gooner. Oregon Gooner's down there doing some fantastic work. You can catch him on his own channel. You can catch him on American Idiots with TJ Warren, another fantastic show. There he is. And you know what? We typically, I typically give E-Ross his montage. We'll give we'll send AJ on his way with a round of applause. Yeah, big up to AJ every single time. What a guy, man. The mod of all mods. Top guy. Best squad we've had in 10 years. I have to go through it. 10 years, 2015. Who was in the squad in 2015? Alexis, Ozil, Ramsey. We had some duds in there. Yeah. This might be. So the 2015 squad, we had 2 world-class players, 1 or 2 good players, and then a couple of. This squad, we have no world-class players. I don't believe we have any, but I do believe we had some very good ones. All right, so yeah, I hear it. Well, yeah, Welbeck leading the line, but yeah, but we had man like Mustafi was signed from Valencia, and then yeah, so yeah, over the past 10 years, if you're looking at all the squads, yeah, we've had some duds, man. You know, we've had some Carl Jenkinson. Uh, God, big up to Boy 10. I'm convinced we're winning the league. So Boy 10 is saying we win the league. John is saying we win the league. There's just no way Blunderman could possibly blunder this one. Shit. You don't earn this title Blunderman lightly. You have to do some shit. You have to do some shit over an extended period of time to get nicknames like these. Blunderman. He's made a series of fuck ups. Is how he has earned that nickname. He's earned that moniker. So we have to. I don't know. There's a way. There is a way. Second again, ole ole. Yeah. And that was our last top four finish until 22-23. Yeah. It was a slippery slope. Just then, signing. And it just, yeah, absolute madness. But the 5-0 has taken this thing out the weekend. It was satisfying to see Fulham take a point from Man United. Now, can Newcastle take points from Liverpool? I want them to, but I have a certain level of respect for Liverpool and just how they go about their business that I think they will have just enough to get 3 points at Newcastle. But if Newcastle, man, there's a sentiment going around that Newcastle might play the occasion and Liverpool might play the game. And I usually rock with the people who play the game because football is a simple sport. You keep it simple, you give yourself the best chance. Yeah, man. Welbs had a May yesterday against Everton. Good luck to Eze, yeah, man. Childhood dream true. And Kepa is solid. Maybe Heinz tax, but we need a left winger. Okay, so Dr. Seymour was with the astute, concise analysis. But I'm gonna check him out, man. I'm gonna do one of those Greasy Dons compilations and see what he's all about. That the sexuals are giving excuses soon. Well, yeah, the excuse express is parked right now. It's parked, but when it's parked, you know what happens? It's being tuned up. They're putting in some new spark plugs in there. They're cleaning the fuel injectors. The armor all on the tires. They're tuning it up. Because soon as the ship goes, soon as there's a little bit of turbulence, and it's rock coming, they're out, and it's like, hey, we didn't win because of this. We didn't win because of that. Now, for those who have been with me for a couple of months, before the schedule even came out, especially on the show with the Waffle Down, big up to my brother, Tony Claude. Big up to you, Tony. Hope you are good and well, sir. You've been watching me on the Waffle Down. You've heard me say this before when I said, I don't care what the fixtures are, before the fixtures came out. But for my first couple of games, I'm expecting wins. I don't care if it was Anfield away, Etihad, Stamford Bridge. I said that before the schedule came out. So I should be here saying that we're going to go to Anfield and win and all this stuff. But I'll reserve that for the weekend warm up on Friday with the Waffle Down. But my stance generally has not changed on how I feel about how we need to go about our business in these first couple of games to set the tone. As I said yesterday on Aaron and I said on Jordy Dread TV that when Nottingham Forest went to Anfield last year and won, they used that as a catalyst that catapulted all the way through a European spot. They stayed in third place for the majority of the year. They fell off at the end, but they finished 17th the year before that, one spot above relegation. No one was predicting Nottingham Forest to be competing for European spaces. But the fact that they went to Anfield and won, they started to believe, and they did. Now they're in Europe. They're in Europa. They're in Europa due to that technicality with Palace. So they went there and won. So we have a good as chance as any. If Arteta fails to win the league or the UCL this season, he's a bottle job. It's impossible. He better walk away if he fails the season. Have some self-respect. I don't think he's walking away from $1 million a month. We just have to demand that he goes. We, the stakeholders of the football club, must demand that Mikhail goes. Kwaja, there's a will, there's a way, but there are walls that are craving quick, especially if we do this deal. We get a left winger, which I think we may near the end of the window. Have to sell first, though. After Seymour Burst, I said earlier, man, that Berta needs to go dig up some of his $100 million Italian mobster stash and then charge the Cronkies 50% interest over the next 30 years. So his family, he'll turn that $100 million that we'll pay for Rodrigo to $500 million over time. Set up generational wealth on the back of the Cronkies. They'll pay him this much a year. Roberta, challenge your mobster energy, my bro. If you need to move some packs, if you need to fly down to Colombia real quick and do the razzle dazzle, do that. But if Andrea Berta wants to endear himself and forever be loved by Arsenal fans, get Rodrigo. Get it done. You are already being credited with Gyökeres and Eze. They're already being called Berta signings. Arteta wanted Sesko. Got Gyökeres. Berta signing. Didn't want Eze. Eze wanted Arsenal, but Arteta did not want Eze. Berta signing. You want the Arsenal fans to love you forever, Andrea. You go get us that damn Rodrigo. My God. There would be a mural painted for him right next to Eze. You see how quick we painted that artist painted that Eze mural? That would be done. Boom. Quick back. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Arteta's doing fuck all here. If we get Hankepi and a left wing, that's Kroger saying time's up for Arteta win. But your fish food in the bay of Biscay. Dr. Seymour Bus get away with words, Rodrigo on the market, in my opinion, Matoma is gettable. And he can share the knowledge with our young players. Fact. Ross saying 25 likes. Please, if you haven't subbed already, hit the like, subscribe to BBK Sports people. It really helps the channel grow. Salute. And big up to Ross, man. Big up to Ross and people. On that note, it is Monday. And I'm going to go get the day started. Thank you to every single one of you who checked in. Big up to Ross, Boy 10, Dr. Seymour Butts, Kwaja Godfrey, Tony Claude. Big up to Boy 10, Organ Gooner. AJ was here, Jam Boy. Every single one of you, man. Big up to every single one of you. Let me just do a quick glance to see who's live that we could possibly redirect to. I don't see anyone at the moment. So we will leave it there, people. Big up to every single one of you, man. Let's stay connected, guys. Let's stay connected. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.